Hey guys, welcome to Sarah's Jewelry Studio. Thanks for coming back. We have today the finished jewelry update for the January 2020 Bargain Bead Box. So let me tell you guys, I was excited for this month. I loved all of the beads, and there was a couple of pieces that as soon as I unbagged it day one, I was already making them. So I am done with everything. I have 5 sets that are mostly complete sets. One has like 2 bracelets, one has 2 necklaces, but otherwise they all have bracelets and earrings and all that. So I'm excited to show you what I made. The only thing, I feel like there wasn't as many beads. I'm going to go through and see how many inches of beads we get this month versus last month, because I have a feeling that it feels like we got less. So I feel like there's more metal chain in my designs just because I felt like there was less beads to go around. So I'm going to look into that, and I will let you know when I do when I show you off my finished pieces. So stick around and we'll talk about that in a second. So as I said in my intro, I thought that I just had a feeling it seemed like there was less beads to go around this month. And so what I went through, I went through and I counted up how many inch strands that we had on all the other ones. So if it's at a 7-inch strand or 7.5-inch strand. So in November we got 60 inches. December we got 61.5 inches. In January we only got 50 inches. So I had a hunch that it just seemed like there was less to go around. I definitely had to use more metal components to, make as many pieces as I normally make. I want to say I think I made probably one more bracelet and one more necklace than what I had been making the last few months. But we also got 18 items. So I felt like there should have been at least one more thing. But we'll see how all that looks. So let's go ahead and get started here. Alright, so we are talking about the January 2020 Bargain Bead Box that was the theme of Regal, which focused around the color blue, which is the Pantone color of the year. So you're going to see a lot of trends, accessories, jewelry, all going to be in a blue color this year. A lot of other colors going on too, bright colors especially, but this year the color of the year is blue. So this collection focused around blue colors. So this first piece was what I made out of the glazed porcelain twist beads. I could not wait to get my hands on these and start creating with them. So this was actually the very first piece that I made out of this collection, and I made this right as soon as I finished my unboxing video. Like, I just could not wait to get my hands on them. So I went ahead and got this set out and made this necklace, and then it has the toggle clasp on here. I like the toggle clasp. I think that it's really very cute. I like the detail on it, but it doesn't seem very secure. I feel like it comes apart very easily. So that's the only concern that I had, and you'll see where I address that a little bit in this collection. But as far as this one, I just kind of went with it on this one, since these beads are heavier. And then I also used, in this set, I also used some of the rondelles and then some of the lapis lazuli, the faceted 4mm, and then some of the 6mm, the agate beads in the midnight blue. So I just loved the way this turned out. I thought that it was really great. And so there we go. And then I loved all the copper metal. Working with that was fun this month. Alright, and then to go with that, I did make a bracelet and earrings. So let's see. So here are the earrings here. So again, just used the same beads and just did them in drops. So I like the dangles on there. Thought those were really pretty. And then I just made a matching bracelet, again using the same beads. This doesn't have any of the lapis in it, but it has the spacer beads. So I just thought that was really cute. Nice stretch bracelet. Went back to my roots on this one. Gotta have at least one stretch bracelet every month. So there's that one. Alright, so that was the first collection out of these beads, the first set. Alright, so we got that. Just gonna move this guy up over here out of the way. Okay. So next I have two bracelets, and they technically don't really specifically go with a set, but at the same time they pretty much can go with any set. So they're both kind of made very similar, and they're both made using memory wire to help hold their shape. So one is the bigger wire and one's the smaller wire. And instead of doing one bigger memory wire bracelet, I wanted to break it up into two just to do something a little different. And so this one has an extender chain on there, so you can clasp it off wherever you want it to be, however tight you want it. And then it just sits nicely on the wrists, just like this. So, and then you just have the little chain. And then the chain you can actually use to help you if you're putting this on by yourself. You can hold the chain in your hand. You just kind of hold it like this. And then that way when you put the chain on, then you can use that to help hold it while you do the clasp on this end. So that's another thing that I liked about that. And then this one you can't do that as easily with, but if you see, actually I have two clasps on here. So I have another one of these toggle clasps, but then I also have a chain with the lobster clasp on there. So I just thought it was something different, and like I said, I like the looks of the toggle clasp, but I didn't feel like it was very secure. So I like the look of it, and honestly that part can even be left facing up, but then I also have the lobster clasp on here, and then also with the toggle clasp that can hold it in position while you hook the lobster clasp. So again, just another way to make it easier to do a lobster clasp on a bracelet by yourself. So there you go. So those are those two, and like I said, they don't specifically go with anything, but at the same time they go with everything because everything's pretty much very similar except for one set, and you'll see why. Alright, so this next set, this is a set that I put a little bit of work into to try and figure out how I wanted to do it, and I'm generally happy with the results. So last month I did an illusion necklace with crimp beads, and I was like, I'm never going to do this again. It was annoying. It was, not fun to deal with. But I decided to go for something similar, but this one is actually on wire, and it's only one strand, so not quite as annoying. And I actually didn't put any crimp covers on there, which is not something I would think that I would do, but I actually don't mind it so much. And then I have one of the chandelier findings on here. Now this set I used all of the charms on here with, what are these called? The dotted flower charms, there you go. So I used all of these in this set. And you can see I did the beads on head pins, and then I just put a crimp down lower to hold the beads down lower, just so that way it gave it some length to the beads themselves, so that they drop down below the flower charms. So there's that one. And then the necklace itself, so it does have the lapis lazuli on here, and it's called station style because the beads aren't held in place. They just have, I made these with 1-inch gaps, and then so the beads can move between the crimp beads that are 1 inch apart. So it's called a station style necklace. And then I just have no bead down here in this bottom section, so that way you know where the middle is, so you know where the pendant goes. So there's that one. A lot of movement in there. Alright, and then for the earrings to go with this necklace is where I use the rest of them. And I use these chandelier findings for the earrings. Now on this one, I put the charm on the same head pin with the bead, and I only used the lazuli on here, the lapis lazuli on here. And what I did was, just to give it a little more movement, instead of having it on the straight like I have on the necklace here, I went ahead and give a little twirl in the head pin just to give it some more, basically to make it look like it has some more movement going on to it without adding a whole lot more to it. So just makes it take up a little more space visually. So as you can see, when it's hanging, I think it just looks really nice. So I think it just gave it a little something extra that it needed, other than just being the straight pins like it has on here. But these also, you know, the dotted flowers were in front of the longer pieces, so that kind of took up some of that visual space. So there you go, those are those earrings. They're just on the ear wires. And then I have a matching bracelet, and this has a magnetic clasp. So this is actually the first thing I've ever made with a magnetic clasp. I've never done that before, so that was something new to me. So I just have this strung on some tiger tail, some crimp beads and wire guards on the ends, and then it's just a magnetic clasp like that. So there you go. There's something different. I just have the 6mm agate beads in here. Oops. There we go. So I got that on there. And then I just have all the bead caps in there. Well, not every single one of them, but a good bit of the bead caps went into this bracelet here. Alright, so there's that one. There's that set there. Okay. So next, we have the other beads that I absolutely loved, which was the crystal oval matte window beads in the blue iris. And I just love these beads. I only made them into necklace and earrings. I did not make a bracelet for this set, but like I said, I did make these, you know, 2 others that, you know, these could go with this. So it doesn't have, you know, these rondelles in there, but it's also very sparkly, and it's in the same kind of blue-ish family. So this one, maybe not so much, but still kind of, because this matches more of the lapis lazuli that's in there. And again, same color tone, same spacer beads that are here. So like I said, while they don't exactly match, they still kind of match. So I love these beads. I just think they are just so pretty. And then you can see there's more of the bead caps on here. Now they do move around a little bit, but when they're just hanging, they do line up well. I didn't like that they kind of go off to the side sometimes, just because it feels like it's not very lined up. But I wasn't sure how to fix that, aside from, I guess, tying it down tighter. I guess I could have done that. But when I did wire wrapped loops on there, I didn't get those down very tight. So I guess I could always redo that. But this is what it is. So there's those. And then here's the necklace here. Now on the back of this, because it was so fine, I just left it with the tiger tail. I actually didn't go all the way around the back. And I'm debating on whether I want to go, you know, redo this part and just put some seed beads in here. But I just liked the way that it looked. It was very sparkly. I used the little coin beads in here along with the lapis lazuli, so it's all very sparkly. So not sure if I'm going to do that. I think I might just leave it the way it is. I kind of like the fine line on the back here. And then I used a clasp out of my own stash for the back. So it's just a little heart toggle. So there you go. So I just thought that was really cute. I just love how sparkly it is. I think this would be very nice for, you know, going out to a nice dinner. If you're going to get dressed up or something like that. So there you go, there's that one. Very pretty. Alright, so up next, we have another 3-piece set. And this one has the big blue pendant on it. Now I went with silver on the set because the way that my pendant was colored, I felt like it went better with silver than it did with the copper. So I went ahead and used copper on this. I'm sorry, I went ahead and used silver on this. So there's that, and it's just a necklace. I didn't do anything different. Just have a toggle clasp on there, just on a bit of chain. And then I just tried to keep this one very simple because I thought the stone was just so beautiful. So I did get one that had some lines in there. Trying to get it without all the reflections on there. So there you go. You can see it does have some lines in this one. And then for the earrings, I just did very simple. Since the necklace was very simple, I went very simple on the earrings. And again, just another piece of that same chain and just some wire wrapped agates to go with it. And I tried to pick ones that were similar. I went with all the light blues for this set. So like where these are the same beads, but I just took all the dark ones out for over here and I used the light ones for this set here. So there's the earrings. And then this is the bracelet. So again, another take on a memory wire bracelet. So instead of doing all of the bracelets, all the beads on one memory wire, I decided to do it different and kind of make these go a little bit longer. So this bracelet is an adjustable memory wire bracelet with a clasp. So basically you just stretch it apart and then you clasp it on the back here. And then once these are clasped, then it makes this fit a lot tighter and the beads don't move around as much. And if you want to do this style where they don't move around at all, you could push all the beads to one end and do a crimp and then they wouldn't move around at all. But you'd still be able to, stretch the bracelet out to make it adjustable to get it on and off. So there you go. So then I just folded over the ends. Like I said, this is memory wire. So took a little bit of strength to get them folded over, but it wasn't terrible. The worst part was just trying to figure out which way to bend them to make it line up the correct way. That one took a little bit of brain power. There you go. So you can see I just have it bent over and then just did a loop. And then I just attached a jump ring to this side and then I attached the lobster claw and a jump ring on that side. And then just connect them like that. And then it just keeps it together. There you go. So again, and I like the sound of the beads when they move around. So that's another reason that I was okay with leaving them like this. But if that sound drives you crazy all day, listen to that while you're walking around. Like I said, you could easily put a little crimp bead right there. And then that would hold all those beads in place and you would still be able to, open and close the bracelet. Well, once you undo the clasp. But you'd still be able to stretch the bracelet out. Alright, so there's that one. Now the next set is a 3-piece set, but there's 2 necklaces. So either necklace can go with both earrings and the bracelet. So this is the first necklace here. So I used 2 of these. What I thought, when I saw them instantly, I was like, oh, well, those look like earrings to me. So I was able to use 2 of these to do this necklace here. And then I just have that third toggle clasp that we were given. And again, I'm a little leery of it staying on. It just seems like it comes apart very easily. But there's that one. So then this is the Sinking turquoise heishi beads on there. So there's that one. And we just have some of the spacer beads in there as well. Alright, and then here's the earrings that go with that set. So I used the flower connectors and then just had a couple more of the Sinking beads on there, and these are just on lever back earrings. So there's those. Alright, and then here's the bracelet, which matches, also has the flower connectors on there, and then on the back just have a couple more of the Sinking beads on there. So, and a lobster claw that came from my stash, and this is the chain that came with the collection. So there's that one, just something small and dainty. And again, with these on there, again, when you're going to put this on, like I said, you can hold the There we go. You can hold these in your hand as you're going around with this part. So then when you're going to hook it, you can hold that there and then use your other hand to do the lobster claw. It's hard to do in this angle, but you get the idea. So there's that. And then last piece out of this box, and this is another necklace, another statement necklace. So again, I used the flower connectors and the Xinjiang, and just did more wire wrapped loops in here to hold those on there. So I just did one up in here and then 2 on those and 3 down here. And then as you see, the way that I did this one here, so that way it would lay correctly, these are head pins that have a ball on the end. So those just go through there and then up here, and then I just did a wire wrap loop on the end. So these are all actually in a straight line, just on the head pin. And then the head pin down here, you can see the head pin itself is actually bent in through there. So that's that, just to make it, you know, the flower part stick out. And then I just have these on either side, and then just the lobster claw on the back. So there you go. So there's that one. And like I said, these pieces here, these all, you know, match each other, the earrings and the necklace and the bracelet here. Now this one does not have any of the flower connectors on there. Those are only on this one. But they're all still pretty much matching, same stones, same colors. All right, so that was everything. So that was my January collection from the 2020 January Bargain Bead Box. And there you have it. Tried to make it as regal as I could make it. So there you are. And if you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. Otherwise, like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I appreciate it. Leave me any comments. I would love to hear any feedback you have. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Have a good night. Bye.